So this is from exercise 8b, and we're given this formula and we asked to say what it is as a polynomial. So first of all, what I've done here is, this is just the recursive part of the formula. So wherever it says r plus 1 or r, I've just gone ahead and simply replaced that by x. Now also, as this whole thing is squared, that means the numerator is squared and also the denominator is squared. So I'm going to try simplifying here. So I've got x squared. As I'm dividing by x squared, if I bring that to the side and multiply by x squared, then that's going to give me x cubed equals all of this. Then if I go ahead and do FOIL on this, so 17 squared is 289. 2 times 17 times negative x squared is negative 34x squared. And negative x squared squared gives you positive x to the fourth. And if you're not happy with that step there, then go ahead and just work it out. Just like that using FOIL and then combine terms. Bringing the x cubed back to this side, so it becomes negative x cubed, and then just switching the whole thing over using the reflexive property, then I end up with this. Now it asks us to find the first 5 values using a recursive formula. So we're given the first value 3, and then what we have to do is we have to plug 3 into this formula here to give us our second value. So 17 minus 3 squared over 3 all squared. Now I'm using a graphing calculator, which you're not allowed to use for the AICE exam, but if you were to do that, you should just check that you do get 7.1111. And then if you plug 7.111 back into here, where it says x, then what you actually end up with is x2 equaling 22.282. Now I'm already starting to get a little alarmed by this, because my first gap here is an increase of 4, and my next increase is a gap of 15. So we're only getting closer and closer to an answer. I'm actually getting further and further from an answer. Now when we actually try the next answer, we get 436, and at this stage, 463, and at this stage straight away I can actually see what's happening. Now you can check the other 2 values, but I'm going to say straight away this is divergent, because my answers are getting further and further away, because the differences between the answers are getting bigger and bigger. So this is 2C from the same exercise, and once again we're given our recursive formula or our iterative formula, and what I've done is replace the r plus 1 and the r simply by x, just so I can go ahead and find out what the original polynomial was. So I got a cube root here, so if I cube both sides, that will get rid of that root. I don't like the fraction here, so if I multiply each term by x, then that won't change the equation, but it will eliminate my fraction. And then simply I'm going to bring the other 2 terms to the other side, so it equals 0. So that's the first part of the question. Now the second part of the question gives us a starting value of 7. So what we're going to do is, on the right hand side here, wherever we see xr, we're going to plug in 7, and that will tell us x of r plus 1. So in other words, first of all, we're going to try and find out what the next value is. Now once again, I'm going to use the graphing calculator and the table function to enable me to do this a little quicker. So you should just check that you agree with these answers. So the first one, I get 7.9445, and when I plug in 7.9445, my second answer turns out to be 7.9436. Now this is much better than the previous question. First of all, I had a jump of like 0.94 here, but then look at the difference here. These 2 values are very close to each other. So it certainly appears like I'm converging. Now when I plug in 7.9436, I actually once again get 7.9436. So I'm definitely converged to that answer now. Therefore, I can say it is converging, and if I was to carry on with a more accurate calculator, I can certainly say that x5 is a good approximation for this root, because I'm getting that repeated value there.